hope that the last page of your 800-page novel is missing.
Hey there, welcome to the very first episode of Pixxie Puffs with me, Logan. This is my very first review, so I want you guys to go easy on me. Just leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think. First of all, let me start by telling you I've only been vaping for 4 months, and I'm totally addicted. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Kanger Subtank Plus. I wanted to share this with you guys. I got it yesterday. I haven't opened it because I'm not wanting to make sure I've done a deboxing video. I want to show you a couple of the features that I'm going to be changing in it straight out of the box. This thing is seriously off the hook, man. I've tried a couple of people's and it is just unbelievable. I'm going to be going through some pros and cons with you. I'll take you down and show you exactly what's going on in the box. And also I want you to know that this is my first video. Please go very, very nice and easy on me. Because I'm super excited, but at the same time super nervous. It will be very here and there. There'll be a little bit of bad continuity. So I'm currently rocking the Kanger Subtank Mini, which I got about 2-3 weeks ago. Coils, the 0.5 coils are seriously, they're great, but I was looking for a bit more cloud, a bit more flavour, a bigger tank capacity, so that's how I've ended up getting this Plus. So without further ado, man, I'm just going to go straight down and start opening the box and show you what's in there. I'm super excited. So here it is. This is the box that you get. Kanger, they are, like, the way that they package their stuff is just super nice. You know what I mean? I've had a couple of tanks where it's the same sort of idea, but it's not really. I mean, first of all, you've got this sheave that comes off, and then you've got your little drawer thing in here. Like, always make sure that you're looking at it as if you're holding it in your hand. You know what I mean? Like, so that the tank's facing up at you, because otherwise that tank's just going to fall out as soon as you open it up. So yeah, pull the drawer open, and boom, there you go. There's the new Kanger Subtank Plus. I mean, look at the air hole on that elongated air hole. It's just fucking ridiculous. I'll show you it against the Mini. I mean, the difference between these two tanks now is that that one's got one air hole, that one's got the elongated air hole, and if I pull this out of the box, you've got the one air hole on the one side, and then I'm just going to slowly spin them round, and boosh, there's another fucking air hole for all you cloud chasers. It's fucking unbelievable. They look the same, do you know what I mean? This is like daddy tank and this is like baby tank, do you know what I mean? Like, obviously you've got the nano tank, which is even smaller, but you kind of do your rebuildable decks in there, and being as super addicted to vaping as I have become, do you know what I mean? I like building my coils, you know what I mean? And there's a few people out there that if I do more videos, I'll be linking you to those guys. I'll do some coil builds and you can learn some basic coil builds to smash out the clouds and smash out the flavour yourself. So yeah, and it's packed in there super tight, do you know what I mean? Like, it's nice and compact, you know, this guy's not been rattled about on shipping or anything. Absolutely phenomenal. Oh, one thing I did forget to mention is that on the box you've got your label of authenticity there. Don't be stealing my codes if you try to clone these guys. So yeah, you pull out the tank and then you've got this little, like, snug as a bug bed for the guy. And then inside you've got all your paperwork, do you know what I mean? You've got your user manual. This thing's brilliant. It tells you exactly what you're doing, like how to wick it, if you're doing your rebuilds, do you know what I mean? All your wraps. It's got everything you need to know in there. I'm not going to go too much into this because I'm probably going to tell you to buy this at the end of the video, and if you do, you can read it yourself, do you know what I mean? There'll be a couple of videos on here showing you how to build the decks yourself. But as I say, if you're a beginner vapor like I was 3-4 months ago, do you know what I mean? Like, you can do this with just the bog standard coils that come with it. Yeah, you're going to need to go and get new coils every 4 or 5 days, especially if you're chucking the fuck. But they're only £3.50 a coil from most shops, do you know what I mean? Like, and you can get a pack of 5s for like £15. That's what I've been paying. What I will say is that I did get this Kanger Subtank Plus from my local vendor, which is VaporizedUK. Big shout out to them. My boy Tommy in there set me right up with this boy. Kept it back for me. I mean, they got 5 in on the first day of release and they were sold out within the first 2 or 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like, I went in too late and I didn't pre-order mine, so it took me 4 days to get back in there and get one once they got more supply. But these things are just, they're off the hook and they're off the fucking shelf, do you know what I mean? Because people are buying these like there's no tomorrow, do you know what I mean? For beginners that don't know what they're doing with the rebuildable dripping atomizers, go with a tank. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can vape on that all day if you're at work. You don't have to keep dripping and dripping and dripping every time you want to go out for a puff. Do you know what I mean? So this thing is fucking phenomenal. Like, it's the same as the rest of the tanks. Is they are a great make. The same with Aspire, etc. But today, as I say, I'm just doing the Kanger Subtank Plus. So here's what you get in the box. You get your free cotton pads. Do you know what I mean? That's to get you going. One thing that I will say, and I've noticed this with a few of the last Kanger Subtank that I got. See, if you look at that cotton, this has a con to it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you get cotton, but there's speckles of shit in there. Do you know what I mean? Like, there is definitely black speckles of shit in there. There's something in there that shouldn't be in there. It's meant to be organic cotton. It should be the same colour throughout. With my Subtank Mini, the first bit deck that I built, I tasted that shit straight away, and I got a horrible like burn. Do you know what I mean? So, but yeah, here is the one thing I am super excited about. They send you black O-rings this time. Your replacement O-rings aren't red. You don't have to rock that Lamborghini look anymore. Do you know what I mean? You can go black. I mean, a lot of these people that are vaping, you know what I mean, everything, you want everything black. I've got my black M80. Do you know what I mean? My Limo drop I got in black, etc. But these O-rings, that is going to be the first thing that I show you to do, is how to put these O-rings in. Also in here, let me get these guys out. These were packed in super tight. So there's your RBA, that's your rebuilding deck. These, like, I'm not sure, I'll have to have a look, but I think it's the same size as the one in the Mini. If it is, that's amazing, because I'm just going to build 2 decks at a time and then just swap them when I need to. You also get our 1.2 ohm coil with the recommended vape between 12 watts and 25 watts. Not so much for me, do you know what I mean? If I burn out the stock coil and I haven't got an RBA made up, I will use that guy, but I like to go low ohms, you know what I mean? Get the big clouds. So yeah, I'm going to take you down now. I'm going to have a look at it. First of all, I'm going to show you how to change the O-rings. I'm going to make this guy black as fuck, and then we'll go up and we'll have a wee puff and see what the new air holes are like. Right, so here we go. I've put it back in the box and give you what you're going to see when you open this box. So we'll slide it out, sheave off, slide the drawer open, and there you go. There's your manual. Make sure you read this. It teaches you everything you need to know. Do you know what I mean? If not, you can always hit up Rip and he'll show you how to make some decent coils and how to wick some shit. I know that he's not actually done a review just yet, but I'm sure he'll get round to it. I mean, this tank is going to be off the hook. Also in here, we've got the scanny thing. I've never actually used that, but I think it's just another authenticity check. Just check that out. Also, there you have your caution. You get this in every single one. Make sure you put some EJUICE into the coil, or you are going to blow your face off. You're going to get one of them dry hits. It's just going to make you never want to puff again. So here we are. Take the guy out of his bed. Left that out. There's the cotton that I showed you before that's got the shitty speckles in there. I will use that at some point, but I suppose you can just pick out the wee black bits with some tweezers if you've got your tweezers. There's the O-rings. We're going to smash these bad boys in a second. Also, something I forgot to mention earlier is you get your replacement Pyrex tank, or glass tank, I think it's Pyrex. I've been told is I've got a friend that's cracked 2 of these, not in the Plus, but in the other ones. But at least you've got a spare for when you do crack it. There's your RBA. We'll get round to him in a different video and I'll teach you how to use the coils. And in there is the 1.2 ohm coil that I'm not going to be using today. I'm just going to be using the bog standard 0.5 coil, which is my favourite for chasing the clouds. So here we go. To change the O-rings, what you are going to need is one screwdriver that fits in there nice and snug. So first we're going to give this a wee turn. Pull that out, you'll see that your coil will come out with it. Chimney will stay intact, obviously, it's nicely fitted. So there's one O-ring, there's the second O-ring, and there's the third O-ring. What you're going to do is you're going to take the screwdriver, stick it in the chimney, and just push down, and it'll pop out. Nice and smooth, just so well put together. So what you're going to want to do to get these off is just smash your screwdriver underneath and pop off the silicone. Can be a bit fidgety, and as I say, like, in doing this you are running the risk of a little bit of leakage if you don't do it right. Just pop him under. If you've got bigger nails, it's usually a good thing. So pop that off, and then we'll take the black ones out and we'll smash them in. So here we go, now that we've got it all separated out, I'm going to show you exactly what to do. I hope I get this right first time because I've not done this before. So see the one with the sort of, the thickest O-ring, he goes right on at the top of the tank to keep it nice and sealed. So just slide that guy down, make sure that it's sat nice and flush. It will twist a wee bit, but you can just keep sliding it, do you know what I mean? Get it in there. And it'll fit nice and snug as a bug. That's to stop any leakage. Now what you're doing here is you are tempting your fate, you know what I mean? You can end up having a bit of leakage because when it comes out the factory, you know what I mean, it's all been tested and stuff. So here we go, just going to smash the smallest one, the thinnest one with no ridges goes on at the bottom. And that should fit in there nice and snug as well. And then this guy, the one with hardly any ridges, goes on at the base. Now, what I am going to be putting in this is one of my own liquids. So I just push him down, make sure he's in nice and tight. This one is going to be the tightest one because, you know what I mean, like that's where you're most prone to having your leakage. Make sure he's all the way in there. Nice and tight. And smash the glass back on. I don't think this matters which way you do it. Just, it will be nice and tight. Do you know what I mean? Like, right down at the end. What I like to do is get my screwdriver and just push. There we go. So there's the tank, ready to be filled up with juice and ready to be puffed on. That's me put my other O-rings away for if any sort of mishaps happening. I've still got my spare replacement O-rings. What I did forget to mention is this comes with two replacement screws for the RBA deck if you damage them or whatever, if they get cross-threaded. There's one free coil in there for changing, and the RBA already has a coil in it, so technically speaking you are getting 1, 2, 3, 4 coils with this straight away, and plenty of wick. I mean, you can change that wick like before the coil goes, and you know what I mean, like this, I mean, I could probably make this last now without buying anything else for this tank for maybe 3-4 weeks if I'm good enough with it. Oh, look at her, she's fucking looking beautiful. So yeah, one thing I will show you while we're down here is the airflows. So as I said before, you've got that one elongated, but it's actually two, so there's just masses of amounts of air. It's coming in at both sides of the coil, do you know what I mean? So it's going to be chucking. So here's your options. You've got the two big elongated, you've got the two small ones, which they look tiny, but they're not. I don't think they're actually going to be that small. Move it along, there's your second, and that's just a little bit bigger. And then your third, do you know what I mean? And I suppose you can twist it that way and have like a lot less. Do you know what I mean? You can play about with this and get as much airflow as you want. You go back the way. Do you know what I mean? This is nice. I mean, it's perfect. I think there's just going to be so many options for airflow on this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fill her up with juice and we'll have a wee puff and we'll have a little go of reviewing this guy. Quickly, just before I take her back up and I do a little review on her, I'm going to be filling this thing up today with my own secret serum. This is one of the DIY juices I've been working on myself. Now this thing is 70 VG and 30 PG, which is perfect for this tank. They do say not to go much over 70 VG. Just because obviously it's only got, if you look at the coil through the tank, it's only got the two juice channels that hit up the wick. If you're going to go anything higher, then you're going to want a deck that's got, a coil that's got more like juice channels. But yeah, let's fill this thing up and we'll go back up. So to fill it up, screw off the bottom. Take your pipette or your dropper bottle, whatever you're using. Well, I like to give them a wee shake first. Make sure the juice is nice and concentrated. Really squeeze. Now what you want to do is lean against the edge of the tank, pour in. Now, now that this thing's 7 mils, this may take a while. Do you know what I mean? This might take a couple of goes. And as I say, this is a 70 VG juice, so it's fairly thick. Do you know what I mean? It's going to go all the way down to the bottom of that. Yeah, this is taking quite a while to fill up. You're going to want to bring this juice right up to the top of that chimney in the middle, and get as much juice as you can in there. I have seen people start screwing it back on and with the droppy like the super thin drop tips, like squeezing it in, just like making sure they get the full juice in there. But with 7 ml capacity, do you know what I mean? I'd be happy with 3. That's what most of the tanks were a couple of weeks ago, a couple of months ago. This technology is changing all the time, but as I say, 7 ml, that's like a full bottle. Do you know what I mean? That's, if you're rocking the premium juices, that's £7 worth of juice that you've got in there. As I say, I suppose functionality, you're going to be filling her up less. But yeah, this can take a while with his 7 ml capacity. So there's me just getting up to the top. Don't even know if I'm going to have enough juice for this thing. Smashing it in. Maybe 1 more pipette's worth. Now, because of the thickness of this juice, I can take it just above the chimney and it should be alright. So first, make sure you get a bit of juice in there, get it primed up. You can put a bit of juice in the cotton channels. I like to put a bit in there. Make sure she's primed up. Screw it back on nice and tight. Turn it the other way around. And ho-ho. I don't like, there is a bit of air in there. I haven't filled it up completely, but yeah, that is a lot of juice. That's almost... Right, so here we go. Let's just have a little chat about this first. So, the Subtank Plus is a 23 ml device. It fits just a little bit over my M80, which is a 22 ml. Like, but it's not that big a deal. Do you know what I mean? There's a little bit. You can feel it a little bit. Do you know what I mean? It's not that big a deal. You can get the extenders so that it like curves in and it looks fine, but it's not too biggy. So as I said before, I got this guy from VaporizedUK, got it from the Kilmarnock branch. I picked this up for £35. If you go into one of the shops, they will have a loyalty card. So the 5th purchase you get a free juice. The 10th purchase you get 2 free liquids. The cards have changed backwards and forth, and they're now going on to the electronic card system where you get 10% back on every purchase. As I say, value for money, £35. I paid £30 a couple of months ago for the Aspire Atlantis tank, and I paid £35 for the CF sub battery, which, let me just show you this guy. So that's a 5-second pull on this guy. That's what you get from this. Now, I have been waiting and waiting to try this guy. I've tried other people's, but here we go. So here's a wee trick for you to make sure you prime that coil nice and proper without flooding the tank. Wrap your fingers around the tank. Don't press the button, just take a dry pull. And what you're doing there is sucking the juice in through the channels and you'll get it in. So here we go, I've got this on the M80. I'll work from the bottom up. So here we go, this is the 2 smallest air holes. I'll take a 5-second pull at 25 watts. In fact, no, let's go up to 30 watts. You can take this bad boy up to 30 watts. So here she is at 30 watts on the smallest air channels. I mean, that's the same amount of cloud that I was getting from the Aspire Atlantis, like on the biggest blowhole. Air hole, sorry. So we're going to go up to the second one. We'll take another 5-second pull. She's chucking, man. She's chucking so good, and the flavour is fucking immense. Right, so the 3rd setting, which is the biggest air hole. So here we go. Now you see me? No, you don't. There is so much cloud coming out of this guy, man. It is unbelievable, and the flavour is just immense. What I will say is the drip tip gets a little bit warm at 30 watts. You can't go any higher than 30 watts for this because, I mean, you're going to get a dry hit. I'm sure you're going to get a dry hit, and I'm scared of them because it just ruins the experience for you, but it's just unbelievable. The clouds are amazing, and I haven't found I know that I've only just taken this out of the box, and yes, I did say that I've tried a couple of people's tanks, but I don't know if I've been hyping it up for so long that I've been so excited for it. I mean, the Limo Drop 2 is coming out. That's got the feature where you can fill it in from the top. Do you know what I mean? I know that the Goliath just came out. People on the forums that I'm on are going absolutely mental about the Goliath and the Goblin. Like, Goliath is obviously a step up from the Goblin, but see, for the bang for your buck, that is what you're talking about here, the bang for your buck. I paid £35 for this. I'm going to pay £3.50 every coil I buy, if I buy a coil, if I need to, if I'm not rebuilding my own coils. Now, it's just unbelievable. As I say, 70 VG, it's just, the clouds are unbelievable. I mean, look at that cloud, it's fucking unbelievable. She's chucking the fuck, and the flavour's just unbelievable. As I said, you won't be able to taste this flavour just yet because I'm working on it. It's the secret serum. But Pixxie Puffs, man, we're going to be bringing out some DIY juices for you. It'll be an independent label and you'll only be able to get it through us. Hopefully we'll get it on wholesale, but we'll see what happens. Just trying things just now. So anyway, yeah, as I say, man, this thing's fucking off the hook. If you like what you've seen today, hit me up in the comments box down below. There's going to be a couple of links in there. I'm going to give you a couple of links to my Instagram. So yeah, thanks for watching Pixxie Puffs with me, Logan. This thing's chucking. I'm going to go and have some fun now. So hit the like button, hit subscribe, and now you see me, now you don't.
Yeah, you've been watching Pixxie Puffs, I'll see you later.